Man, it's been an unrelenting last couple of weeks with so much Warhammer going on. First there was a tournament, and now this week with, 3 games in the week so far. And it's up against Empire again. This will be my 3rd game against Empire. Drew the last 2 games I played against other Empire opponents, but this is a brand new guy that I've never played before in my life. His army is in various states of completion, so you'll have to forgive the paint jobs on his stuff there, but my army, of course, I've got the Casket of Souls back again. The previous game that you saw, I tried out a bit of a softer list, but yeah, didn't really quite feel like I was being true to myself. I wanted to stick with the list, which has done so well, and I'm not really bored of it or anything. It's a list that I understand how to use quite effectively. And of course, the Casket of Souls is just too cool not to use unless I have a good excuse. So here we go, from right to left. I've got all the chariots bulked up on one flank. I've got the carrion behind the tomb guard in the centre, all the archers in the centre, the Casket of Souls and the Skullpult in the hill, and the one group of skeleton melee warriors guarding the left-hand flank. Now, this is the deployment that really is tried and tested, and I've been doing for most of my games, and I've had most success. The middle, everybody's in range of the 2 liches and the king for casting urgency onto the carrion. They've got the whole big clean sweep for the chariots to swing around the flank and crush stuff, and of course the archers on the left-hand flank are protected by a big block of 20 skeletons, which will take them ages to break through. So this is a very solid deployment. I don't think I could have deployed any better than this. I was very happy with the way it turned out. If I could have gone back and changed anything, I wouldn't. So that's good news. Let's go take you to the next photo. Bit of a clearer photo of this. And man, this guy's steam tank is friggin' awesome. It's actually looking like a war altar. It's like 4 bits of wood, like into a big box with some wheels on it. And he usually has some horses on the front, but he hasn't put them in the photo. And there's like a cannon sticking out of the front of the hull with like a guy with a repeater pistol at the top. It's such an awesome awesome model. It's so ghetto, but I really love it. On the right-hand flank, he's got his Knights of the Realm, or not the Knights of the Realm, that's the Bretonnians. He's got the Reichsguard Knights, you know what I'm talking about, the Knights of the Empire, and he's got 10 Pistoliers, 10 of them, so that's heaps of shots coming around my right-hand flank, so that's going to be extreme, plus the champion with the repeater. And on the hill, he's got a Hellblaster volley gun with a cannon, a group of 10 hand gunners, and I think he's got another group of 10 in front of the steam tank, which is just obscured in the picture. All of the great swords in the center with the BSB with the Imperial banner. BSB with the Imperial banner. He's got the Arc Lector in that unit as well, and he's got 2 big mobs of spearmen with some detachments on the far left-hand side, and right on the bottom left corner of the battlefield, which you can't see in the photos, is another cannon. So 1 cannon from the steam tank, 2 great cannons, and a Hellblaster. When I read his list, I thought, man, I better use the Casket of Souls list, but let's get cracking into the game. He actually beat me on deployment, like he deployed quicker than I did, which was really surprising. So he took the first turn, but just one more photo before we go to the first turn, though. Here's a sort of look through the center. You can see his handguards in front of the steam tank a bit more effectively there, and you can see how his artillery's on the hill. He's also got a mage, like an Empire battle wizard, in this forward unit this middlemost unit of handgunners there up on the hill. Next photo, just going to cross the side over here, you can see from my view that the king is in the center there with the archers, so is the Hierophant, and the prince is on the far right as usual. So the plan here is just to put the carrion in front of the archers as usual and just urgency them over to the Hellblaster volley gun. Same tactic you've seen me do in a lot of my other games, I'll be employing for this one. So next photo, here's the Empire first turn. All the Pistoliers march around there, not in range of the guys yet, but once they do fan out into the sides, I'm going to get blasted by so many pistol shots, and of course the Knights bringing up the rear. The Knights are carefully positioned so that they're not actually looking at the Casket of Souls, so just in case I get it off in my next turn, his Knights will be safe. As for the rest of his guys, he's just churning on forward, especially the steam tank moving a couple of inches ahead. So here's the first photo. We can actually see the steam tank. The cannon at the bottom left. You notice that I've put a coin in front of it, representing the fact that the Scorpion's going to be dealing with that cannon. I've also got a copper coin up on the hill where the Swarmer's going to be tunneling underneath the other cannon, and I've got a Scorpion. Another Scorpion underneath the Hellblaster volley gun. All of his infantry blocks have moved up like 4 to 8 inches up there, so looking good. Looks like it's going to be a brawl in the center, so can't wait to get that crap happening. Next photo. What is missing from this picture? Yes, that's right. He fires all of his cannons at the casket, kills the lich. So it's a real blow for me first turn. I have to remove the casket, and bam! Just try to imagine smoke covering the battlefield. All the Empire Cannonade going off. Steam tank fires at it. Both the great cannons fire at it. Poof, 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 poof. and no lich after that. Failed the Collar of Shapesh ward save, and bam, that's 300 points down the drain. Kind of gutted that I didn't get to use the casket against his army, because it would have been beautiful just rolling against all of those massed units with low leadership, which has been awesome. But man, straight in the face. So we're just going to have to move on and try and play some serious upfront Warhammer in getting into the thick of it and trying to win without the casket. Next picture though, it's Tomb King's retaliation turn, and I'm moving the chariots forward to get ready to charge in my next turn, moving the Carrion out in front to get some magic moves up on the Hellblaster. Next photo after that, you can see my guys just pulling back a bit and getting ready to fend off the cavalry coming on the left flank. A bit worried about my left flank, but I should be able to take my right flank. So it's just really going to come down to the center as to who wins the game. Next photo. Before I get to this next photo, I just want to point out that I did get some retaliation in my turn. I lobbed a couple of Screaming Skull burning rocks at a steam tank and actually wounded it severely, so that'll teach him for killing my casket, getting some retaliation there and smashing the steam tank. So the steam tank's really not going to be able to get much done now that it's pretty much half wounded by their Scullipult. So very good return phase there by me. But let's go to the next photo. We can see all of the Pistoliers brutally lining up next to the skeletons, and the knights turning around now that the thread of the casket's gone, ready to move into the center. You'll notice that my opponent's made a mistake here, because my skeletons can now charge the Pistoliers. Bear in mind, though, that the Pistoliers in this shooting phase is probably going to wipe out half of them. And if I do charge him, he's got 2 attacks each from each Pistolier, so he's probably going to beat me if I do charge him anyway. So it's not a big mistake from my opponent there, but he could have actually just moved the horses back a bit further so that I couldn't even charge him. That would have been a bit better, because that way he'd just kill everything and be totally uncontested there. Next photo. This is a very good photo where you can see the overview, bird's eye view. Just imagine you're a carrion flying over the battlefield. In this case, your fellow carrion have attacked the Hellblaster volley gun and killed it. So the carrion is just hanging out there. I decided not to overrun. I wanted to give them a target there just because they're skirmishes and they were likely to survive all of the gun blasts shooting at them there. And the point of that is that they can now charge the wizard, who's on the right-hand flank of the sort of the handgunners there. But just an overview here. Both my king and my Hierophant are still in with the archers. The chariots are getting ready there, and the battle lines are drawn. The Arc Lector, you see, there's a little dice with a 4 facing upwards next to the Arc Lector, next to the greatswords. So that 4 just means that he's used the number 4 spell from the Prez list so that his unit is unbreakable. Not something I was worried about just yet, because I'm not in combat with them, and I wasn't planning on being in combat with them for some time yet. Next photo. Oh, this is great, because the rather depleted, after the shooting phase, he'd taken out like 8 of them, but the depleted unit of skeletons charged into the Pistoliers. I was in short range, like less than 4 inches, so no standard shoot, and the king used the magic phase to get in combat as well, and this is going to make the difference. This is why it really turned out to be a mistake, because with the king attacking the Pistoliers here, he should be able to wipe them out and totally kill them. So that's looking very positive. The king, of course, can return later because he's got the Cloak of Junes. Very, very handy item. I really missed the Cloak of Junes in my previous game, but yeah, really comfortable with that item. Next photo, the Carrion have charged into the Battle Wizard on the left, in the center here. The Scorpion on the hill still hasn't shown up yet, but in the background, all of the chariots are just coming crushing into the ranked units of Spearmen. The Prince's unit totally obliterates the guys in front of him and will overrun, but the other unit of chariots close to the center, probably a mistake there, won't actually get to now charge the Spearmen because... sorry, won't get to charge any further because now they won't actually be able to break the Spearmen was what I was saying. I should have really known that because the Spearmen come into it with a static combat rest of 5. I need to get at least 6 kills and without taking any casualties from the return attacks from the spears. And he's got the Imperial banner nearby, so the chances of me beating him there weren't good. So that was a mistake on my behalf, so I'll have to remember that next time. Don't charge massed blocks